On today's show, our guest talks about coming from an underprivileged lifestyle, the hard knock lessons that he had to learn having immigrant parents and having nothing coming up. He's built himself and his business into a massive success, including and not forgetting those who are less fortunate and being able to fight for the little guy. On today's show, Joseph Gonzalez. Well, I think that actually kicks us right into the conversation, which um, I was having earlier with my producer Wyatt, and that was
Mhm.
about the things that we invite into our life,
Right.
and we're not always. Sometimes we'll call them uninvited. But
Right.
before I get to that, I want to ask this question about because of what you do. I got to ask the question: what does it take to be confident? What does it take to be a high energy person?
Well, in my take, Neil, the simple answer would be to believe in yourself.
Hmm.
Dig deep inside of you, see where you come from, see where you've been, and get to know you so that you can branch out and help anybody down the road. But for me, it's always been built in. I've been a
Yeah.
high energy kid all through my
Yeah.
youth years. My dad, they migrated from Cuba in 55, and then my mom in 57. So he always taught me to be resilient. He
Yeah.
didn't speak the language, he didn't have an education. He just decided to come to the US. We were born in the US, me and my brothers and sisters. So, and he
Yeah.
always taught me believe in yourself, be resilient, never accept a no, and give to everybody that you come in contact with. So it's
Right.
always been built in me through the years of the just developing that sort of confidence. Not, I've always been a humble person, but that developed that confidence that I can get it done. It doesn't matter
Hmm.
what's tossed at me, doesn't matter what obstacles, doesn't matter what we invite into our lives. That's part of our journey. That ultimately, your journey becomes your life. Because as we go through the journey of life, we're building actually our book of life.
Right.
Because as we
Say more of
reflect
that.
back,
Yeah, I want to hear more
yeah,
about that.
as, as we reflect back, that's our life. Our journey
Yeah.
becomes our life that we
Yeah.
reference because I'll
Yeah.
reference when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble, the fights and the
Yeah.
school and the all that stuff that I used to do when I was a kid. And I say to
Yeah.
myself, that's part of my path to get me to where I am today.
Yeah.
And they used to come knocking on my door, my dad's door. Hey, your son got into a fight today. The whole bit. And well, yeah, my dad would tell me, being a traditional hard nosed Cuban, he says, "You hit first before they hit you." So so and me being the youngest of the three, my brother got away with that. My sister, was a girl, so and he told me, "Do you hit first before they hit you?" So it was
Apparently, Will Smith got the same advice.
right. So when you're raised in an environment,
I'm sorry, Will. Sorry, we just
yeah,
had to get
yeah,
that
you
in
ain't
there.
kidding. Yeah, I know, and I'm the one that's going to have to pay for it as well. I'm on the show with you, Leo. I'll take it for you,
Yeah.
buddy. Tell them it's my fault. I brought it up.
Yeah,
But
Joseph
anyways,
was the one who actually promoted it. Just so if
I
you guys are
did.
wondering, yeah,
Don't worry, it's on me. But anyways, when you become, we didn't have any money. We
yeah,
didn't have much. My
yeah,
parents struggled to make ends meet. They were getting paid 25 cents an hour in the US. They worked factory jobs, but my dad never gave up his dream or his
mm,
vision to chase, to bring his family out and to do better. And obviously, everybody goes through their youth years, and you stumble, you get beat up, you get back up, you get beat up again, you get back up. And I encountered the same issues when I was younger, running the streets with the kids, hanging out, going out with the girls, going out with the clubs,
mm,
drinking, having fun, getting in
yeah,
trouble, going back out the
yeah,
next week, doing the same thing. And it was
yeah,
repetitive. Later on
yeah,
in life, I said, you know what? Where do I want to go?
yeah,
You know, I figured out where I wanted to go, and it's taken off ever since. And it's gotten me to where I am today. And there's
yeah.
still much more for me to go. I don't stop.
But Joseph, what I'm hearing is, well, I'm hearing a whole lot of crap. But what I'm wondering is, where's the confidence? How does that create the confidence? How did you develop the confidence? I mean, that sounds like a roller coaster of pain is what you're describing.
That's exactly why, because I've never backed down. I've never given in to my roller coaster of pain. I've always accepted it, faced it head on, and decided, yeah, I can be down, but I'm not out. I can get down again, but I'm not out. I still have a fighting chance. So that's how I've built myself up to always believe in myself, even when those around you or your surroundings try to dictate otherwise. I've never let that affect me. And that's how I've built myself to be the person that I am. I mean, just me. I consider myself a regular Joe. You know, my name is Joseph, but a regular Joe. And that has always been my go-to, that I've believed in myself from an early age, that no matter what life tosses at you, I can overcome. And I've had to overcome quite a few things, like every young man in his life. You know, we've all been there, and we've all done things. We've invited great things into our life and not so great things into our life.
Yeah.
But it's the way that I found that I try to get around them.
Yeah.
I've always put a positive spin on a negative situation. When people say, oh, well, dude, don't worry about that. That's a learning experience. That's great. That happened to me for a reason. Let me keep moving. I'm not going to dwell on it. I have tomorrow. If I wake up tomorrow, boom, I won. So I just keep on moving forward and taking that as learning experiences. Like I tell everybody, I've never lost. I've learned, or I win.
Right.
So that's what's gotten me past everything. And I've always, my favorite word is fantastic. Everybody says, how you doing? Fantastic. My world is coming apart. How you doing? Fantastic. You know, and it's built over the years, Neil. And to me, I don't know if it's a gift that I've been given based on the uninvited guest into my life or lifestyle. But it's something that it's been bred in me, and I just can't find a way to not be confident in myself. I believe in myself. And I'm a humble guy. I'm grateful for everything. I'm super blessed with my lifestyle today. But I know that I have that little edge of confidence that keeps me going forward. And that's just built in. I don't know if it's built into my heart, my genes, my makeup. It's just built. It's something that I've had all my life.
Okay. So Joe, you know, I've come from an alcoholic family. I've been in the streets, and Joseph, I hear what you're saying, but what happens if I didn't come from that? You know, apparently, you know, if I didn't have that, then how do I develop confidence? Because it sounds like you've got to go through this really rough stuff, and then you can be confident. That's what I'm hearing, Joe. That's what I'm hearing from what you're talking about.
No, my thing was I was provided. My dad gave me confidence at an early age.
Yeah.
He put me through the sports. He put me through the fighting. He put me through all that stuff so that I can excel in that aspect. And then I maintained one sport throughout my lifetime, which is sport karate. I've done it since I've been a young kid. And that built my confidence up as well. I was very disciplined. I was very structured in that aspect. So that created a self-confident, not the troubles that I've been through, because that's part of my life. But in reality, my confidence came from just being me. And you don't have to go through the troubles in life to feel confident. You have to have the ability to believe in yourself to achieve your confidence.
How much of it would you say is choice versus what you've gone through? How because you know, if obviously people of different ages, you know, if you're younger, you're thinking, all right, as I go through my life, I can learn, I can grow how how I think about situations, and I can grow from that. But what if I'm already older? You know, Joe, I haven't gone through that stuff. Then how do I grow?
Yeah, I would say 50-50 choice.
Yeah.
You choose to be confident or you choose not to be confident. That's a personal decision that you want to make. Right. I mean, every individual wants to make. I choose to be confident 100%.
Yeah. Are there ways to develop your confidence?
Yeah, once again, I go back to my old traditional line. I believe in myself. I believe that I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to do, and that nothing or anybody can get in my way to get me to where I want to go.
Now, do you have some type of process where you do that in terms of, you know, mental meditation, or can you speak to that?
Of course. Every morning at 2:30 in the morning a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I get up and I have my 1 hour and a half of my time. That incorporates my
2:30 in the morning a.m.
Eastern Standard Time, 7 days a week.
Okay.
That includes my morning routine, which is my physical training, weight training, my cardiovascular conditioning, my flexibility training, and my mind training. So those are the things I do every single day. So that preps me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And granted, I have 3 young children, and I'm an old guy. I have 3 very young children.
How young are we talking?
1, 7, and I have a set of twins that are 5.
Whoo.
And I have a 33-year-old.
Okay, got it.
How are you doing? How are you doing today, Neil? How are you doing today?
I've got. Hey, sorry.
part of the show. Part of the show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, great. Just thank you for that momentary pause. Had to kick out the dog. My daughter's gonna watch him for a little bit, so we can continue on.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're talking about with regards to confidence and the habits that you build, and you're talking about this crazy routine of 2:30 in the morning. What time are you going to bed?
When I can, not when I want. I have 3 young children. Right. I get in bed. I try to get in there as fast as I can, but they have activities as well after I get out. So it's like I get home 8:30, 9 o'clock. Sometimes like tonight will be one of those nights that I get home at 9 o'clock. Then I bathe them, give them dinner, get myself ready. I'll go to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock. Get up at 2:30 every day. Confidence, right? Would you call that confidence?
That would be something.
Confidence. There you go.
What I even more than confidence, what I would call that is choice.
Exactly.
I would call that choice, right? Like that is what that speaks to as I hear it, is a man who has made a decision that this is who I'm going to be and this is how I'm going to show up in this world. And oftentimes I feel like people can really they move by whatever's happening, whatever winds are in their face is what's going to happen, as opposed to choosing and setting your will, and who you're going to be and how you're going to show up for the world and for the people around you. And so as a result, we have to even have this question of how are you doing?
Right.
Because so many people are always, it's an up and down struggle in life. Is the mindset, right?
Right. And and I'm glad you bring that up, because that's what I focus on as well. I do a lot of mindset training.
Yeah.
And I use a pattern called mind shift on some of the people that I coach. And some of the ones that reach out to me, the majority of them, they'll come with the same questions. No, but how do I build myself up? So I'll run them through a routine of closing their eyes, tell them I can, I will, I must. For about 30 seconds, I said, repeat that for 30 days. Close your eyes, get yourself together and say, I can, I will, I must. And after 30 days, they'll call me, or if they call me even before, they'll say, Joe, I woke up today and I didn't do it. I felt so bad. I said, yeah, because now you're starting to get the process of you can, you will, but you must. I have another, I call it the 3 I's. That's what I named it. I have another one that's a 3 G's. It's called get up, get going, and get it done. Nice. So I implement
get
that.
Up, get going, and get it done.
Get it done, right. And then I tell them, look, and then they see I do daily post on LinkedIn, but they see my weekend videos. They're in the gym at 2, 3 in the morning. But I never reference exercise or working out. I said, because that's not my point. My point is that you see me doing what I want you guys to do as well. Because I'm not telling you that I'm there, but this is what I want you guys to do as well. So I'm showing you that I'm there. So that's the biggest difference in the way I use the strategies that I implement to try to help everybody along. So that's one of the things, or a couple of the things that I do.
Why is it important to you to have that type of mental diet, that type of structure, that type of discipline where you're up every day at 2:30, weekend, not weekend?
Right. Weekend as well.
Yeah. Weekend as well.
Yeah. Because you know what?
All the time.
Right. If I'm trying to relay a message to you, if I'm trying to tell you I go to the gym, but you see me from my house posting, how would that look?
Right.
Now,
who knows if he actually went to the gym today?
Exactly. You see me there and you see my shirt is drenched in sweat, and I'm telling you, get up, get going, and get it done. I can, I will, I must.
Hmm.
And then I tell you, BTB, break the barriers. I said,
Hmm.
if I'm talking to you, well, all these different strategies that I use to try to get you from point A to point B and C, but
Hmm.
you see me sitting in the house with a beer in my hand and kicking back, hey, BTB, or get up, get going, and they're gonna go, dude, what are you doing? You know,
Yeah.
it's like I can't do that. So it's not about, and I've always been one. I'm pretty honed in on what I want to do,
Yeah.
and for me, it's all about what can I do to help one person a day that they can say, wow, Joseph really got it. He's got it
Hmm.
there. One person a day. If I can help one person a day, mission accomplished. So if that one person, whatever I might post or whatever I might do or however I might coach them, if I can impact that person that day, to me, that's a win-win. So that means I
Yeah.
helped one person. I don't want anybody to struggle like I had to struggle at times when we didn't have food in the fridge. I know what
Yeah.
that is. That sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry for the language. That's not cool. So
Yeah.
I never want anybody to go through that. And I'll give them whatever I can give to make sure that at least they have an opportunity to excel in their lives if I can offer them that.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Well, I would say that my kids wish I was a little bit more of you in that regards, because
Mhm.
I've actually told them that, and I've done this where
Mhm.
I intentionally want them to go through certain things,
Right. Right.
and I've put our family in certain situations. For instance,
Right.
we had a this nice house. We ended up selling it, and before we bought another, large house like that,
Yeah.
we moved into a smaller home,
Right.
and not that they would understand it at that point in time, but I wanted them to be in a situation where they could have that memory, so that when we moved into another home and it
Mhm.
was much larger, they could go, wow, this
Wow.
house is big. Man, I remember that, and be able to draw upon that. And now my kids are all teenagers, so they're looking at that, and we're able
Right.
to have that conversation of,
Of
hey, I
course.
wanted you to guys to have that
Mhm.
experience, so
Of
that you can
course.
learn to appreciate
What you have.
what you have, right? That
Right.
I don't want, like, so okay, I'm going to tell you something crazy right now. I've
Nah.
actually told the kids we're going to go down to we've got two cars. If you're listening, and my apologies if you only got one car, or if you're on the bus or whatever, but here's my situation. We have two cars. I've told the kids we're going to go down to one car, and they're like, what am I going to do? I said, yeah, that's a good question. How are
That's
you going to get yourself to work, to your job? And there's a
right.
thing called the bus,
That's
and you're
right.
going to have to figure this stuff out, right? And it's going to be inconvenient for me. And
Right.
honestly, it sucks. Behind closed doors, I'm thinking this is going to suck. But sorry, my apologies. But I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be
It's
terrible.
cool.
But it's
Listen,
something that I want. How long we'll go through this experiment, I don't know. But there's something important to me for them to actually go through some of these trials, where you can sort of control a bit of the outcome.
right.
It's one of the reasons that I enjoyed my kids fighting when they were
Right.
younger. I actually encourage it. Go for it. I want you
That's
to go
right.
through it now,
That's right.
so that if you're actually in, like you were in karate, right? So
Yeah.
you go through sparring, so that if you actually get into a competition, you know what it's like before you
Exactly.
get into that situation.
Right. And and I would call that add value to your kid's life
Yeah.
because you're putting them. It's not a moment. It's an experience they're going to live through. So to me,
Yeah.
that's going to add value down the road.
Yeah.
I'm in a similar situation. I don't give them everything that they want.
Yeah.
I give them just enough, but I do give them obviously food. I do have for them, but
Yeah.
I always let them know, number one, they have to
Yeah.
be grateful for anything and everything that they have. Number two,
Yeah.
they got to be grateful for every morning that they wake up and have a home over their head.
Yeah.
They have food, clothes, and shelter. I will
Yeah.
provide, but you have to maintain. I'm a disciplinary guy, so you have to maintain a certain level of
Yeah.
structure because you know what? I know what it is not to have. I've built myself up. My dad built himself up as well, but he was challenged with anything and everything throughout his life.
Yeah.
So I know what it is. And I know what I went through. I was grateful for every little thing. My first car was $500, a Duster,
Woo. Yeah.
dude, AM radio
Yeah.
years ago. And I thought that was a treasure. That was my
Yeah.
favorite car. It's the only one I had.
Yeah.
So, like I tell them, for me, it's all about what legacy can I leave for my children that they're going to say my dad
Yeah.
did whatever he could
Yeah.
to give us a fair opportunity or a fair shot at life without
Yeah.
over indulging them or over spoiling them. I love
Yeah.
my children. They
Yeah.
are my
Absolutely.
life, my passion, anything and everything. They're my
Yeah.
fuel. They're the ones that
Yeah.
keep me going. But I also have to understand that I got to maintain them in check
Yeah.
because as yourself, we lead a great lifestyle. I'm
Yeah.
completely blessed beyond
Yeah.
measure to have the
Yeah.
lifestyle that I lead. But I also want them to understand that not everybody has the opportunity to live the
Mm.
lifestyle that we lead. So I
Yeah.
take them to different places. I have them volunteer. I have them go through different places and I have them look at the homeless. And I kind of like every once in a while, I'll reach out to a gentleman that runs a nonprofit called Survival, and I'll have them walk the streets and give them bags to the
Mm.
homeless. And I said, "How do you like your house today?" And no, oh yeah, no. I said, "There you go." I said, "But not everybody's as fortunate as you, so you have to remain humble, grateful,
Yeah.
and blessed that you have this opportunity today. That
Yeah.
tomorrow you never know what can happen; it can be taken away." So treat
Yeah.
everybody with dignity, respect, honor,
Yeah.
integrity, the same way you like to be treated, because
Yeah.
that's the way I am. I'll respect everybody. I'm great giving everybody respect, but I expect it in return as well. So
Wow.
I
Yeah.
know that was a lot of
Well,
stuff.
well, yeah. Listen, if you want to, when you get into talking about kids and all the valuable lessons I've learned in life, most of them have come after having kids, right? Because
Right.
it just completely reframed everything in my
Oh
life.
my
And
God.
one of the things that I'll even share with people, and I'll tell them, I said, I know that I can outwork you. I can outpace you. I'll run circles around you, not because I'm arrogant, but because I have kids. And
That's
what
right.
they've taught me is that I don't need sleep and I can do things when, my back's up against the wall. Like
That's right.
there is something insane that happens when you have kids that you can't really fully explain to somebody, but there are like
Right.
I have a shark phobia. I have a phobia about sharks from
Oh wow.
being like 8 years old, seeing a Jaws commercial
Right. Right.
terrified
Right.
me, stuck in my head. And it's so crazy that I know how crazy that phobia is, and
Right.
it'll still show up. I can go swim in an indoor swimming pool, and if I'm the only one in the
Right.
pool, it'll come up.
Yeah.
But
Right.
now you insert my kids into that equation,
That's
and
it.
my brain says there is not a great white in the shark in the world that has a chance when it comes to me protecting my kids. And
That's
I know
right.
that doesn't make any sense. I can't move around in the water like a shark can, but the brain, there's a disconnect there
The
where things
mind.
don't have to. Yeah, the mind says, you know
Boom.
what? It doesn't matter. I can do this, right?
Exactly. And you know what? And that takes you to that next level. And that's
Yeah,
where we come back to confidence. You say it's a choice. What
yeah,
choices are you making to be confident?
yeah,
That's where that
yeah,
choice comes in
yeah,
because you're making you're making the choice that when your kids are in the water, you're going to fight that shark. When
yeah,
your kids
yeah,
aren't when the kids aren't in the water, you're going to try to get out of there. So
yeah,
it's the choice that you make, like everything else in life, will lead
yeah,
you to build that. You're going to be confident when the kids are in the water because it's my life before theirs.
yeah.
I'm the same. But
Well,
when
I
you're
could have
out,
a lot of empathy for someone
right?
in whatever situation they're in,
Of
right?
course,
I mean, like I said, I've been through hard times myself. I've watched my parents come up through difficult times, and so I can have great empathy for someone, and at the same time, know that, like, have this insane part of me that
boom.
goes, yeah, yeah, I can do this. And I know when you talk, I'm sure for you, when you talk to someone, you're right there and you can know, look, you make this decision, it's done. It's
That's
over
right.
with.
That's
There's,
right.
nothing that can stop us
No,
pushing when
exactly.
they
And
make that
it's
decision.
right. And my thing is, if you're going to commit, and
Mhm.
I use another strategy. I say there's two things called
If you're going to
interest,
commit, okay,
right?
yep.
Interest and commitment. Which one do you want?
Mm,
Like I tell them, I said, "Are you interested in going to train, exercise, or going to eat better or whatever?" Oh yeah,
yeah,
when I get around to, yeah, you're not committing now. But
yeah,
if you commit, you're going to bring
mm,
everything you have within you to make
yeah,
sure you follow through, because then
yeah,
you're going to be held accountable for your actions. And accountability to me is huge. Because if I tell you, hey Neil, dude, I'm going to go pick you up every morning at 3 o'clock. Yeah, yeah, I'll call you if I'm going to show up. Okay, you're going to say, oh, Joe ain't going to show up, dude. He's going to call me.
mm,
But if I tell you, hey Neil, I'm going to commit to pick you up tomorrow morning, you better be ready, dude. I'll knock your door down if you're not ready. He said, oh boy, I better be ready. Joe's going to come kick my door down. There's a big difference,
right, right, yeah,
and
absolutely,
for me it's all about, I never, and I know this, I never, we say we never use the word never. I never want to be held to that standard that I tell you I'm going to do something and I don't hold my word, because the only
mm,
thing I have left in my life is my word, dude. And
yeah,
I will go down with my word. If I tell you I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there 25 minutes early,
yeah,
picking you up while you're still sleeping at 3 o'clock. I'm going to be there, because to
yeah,
me, if I'm old school, I guess, if I can't look you in the eye, shake your hand, and tell you, Neil, we're good, then it gets just a little different for me, you know,
mhm,
because I come from that background of my dad, that tells you, look him in the eye, shake his hand, and to me that's contract. And I
yeah,
know that's hard in today's world. You own a business, and you
yeah,
know how it goes,
yeah,
but there's a certain level of integrity and accountability that's involved when I look at you straight in the face and I tell you, hey, boom, this is us.
yeah, yeah.
That
Well,
can't be written down.
I'm I'm a real estate investor, and I've got investors as well. And one of the deals, the
Mhm.
the no break, the no fly zone, you can't go past this one, is once you say once you say yes to a deal, then it's yes. Yes,
It's
your
yes.
yes has to be
That's it.
yes. Now, I'm not saying that things can't happen.
Right.
There's always stuff along the way, and you go through a deal, and there's some due diligence that comes up,
Of course.
right? But
Hmm.
we can't be willy nilly about, right? If you say, yeah, I'll do that deal, done, done.
Exactly.
I'm going to rely on you. You're relying on me to execute on my end, right? Then let's do that together. And
We're both
I've actually had
adults.
to, yeah, exactly. I've actually fired investors
Yeah.
over that. If
Yeah.
you say, I had this happen. I just want to share this story quickly. Had this happen where I had a real estate investor said they were willing to do a deal, and then 11 days before closing, they came back and said, "You know what?
11 days
We've
before
changed."
closing.
11 days
Wow.
before close, we, we're, we need to talk about this. So that was on a Friday, and I was like, "Okay, what what's up?"
Hmm.
Saturday, Sunday night, I get an email.
Uh, the ghosting.
Right? Sunday night, I get an email. Some and I didn't get till Monday morning. So Monday morning, I'm opening this email, and I get on the phone, and I was like, and I'm of course pretty upset about it,
Happy.
trying to
You're happy.
understand. Tell me about it. What's going on? And now, mind you, obviously, I saw it coming when they said on Friday, "Hey, I'd like to talk about this."
Right. Of
That's my
course.
goodness.
Of course.
If
Huh.
it was
What's going on?
so we had this conversation, and I'm like,
Right.
hey, if this was that important and there was something concerning to you, why didn't we have this conversation on Friday? Why didn't
Friday.
you say Friday? Look,
That's
I've
it.
got this has just happened to me. You have to show me that you're going to take care of me. I understand that life happens, because my job is I'm going to take care of you. Right. And so there's that contract, that bond that you just shared about
Of
with shaking
course.
someone's hand. Right.
And
And that putting your signature on a piece of paper, it literally supersedes that, right? That
that's
we're
right.
gonna have
Without a
one
doubt.
another's back,
Without
right?
a
We're
doubt.
we're gonna be a tribe. And so I said to him, I said, look, this is a violation. I can't cross that
Right.
line. For me, this is important. And it shows me that there's a lack of trust. And maybe one day we can rebuild that. But right now, what this shows me is that the trust isn't there. because otherwise you would have come to me. I said, this, you know,
Immediately.
you would have come to me immediately, soon as you were concerned about anything, and you would have said, "Hey, I'm not sure about this, and this is what I'm worried about."
That's right.
And your life circumstance. I just had someone pass away. Life circumstance. I get it. And we've got one another's back still.
That's right.
Right. So
Exactly. Nothing supersedes my handshake and my visual. If I look at
mm,
you in the eyes and I give you my hand, that's it. It's bond. I don't care if I win, lose, or draw. It doesn't matter. I'm going to
yeah,
move forward because at the end of the day, what costs more to me is your friendship
yeah,
than
yeah.
anything else. And I've always been transparent about those things. You bring up real estate. We own a real estate firm. So
Hmm.
my wife runs it. So down here in South Florida. But it's what I tell her all the time. I said, if I can't trust the individuals that you're doing business with, I don't want any part of them.
Yeah,
Because if they're not going to come through when I need them to come through, which is
yeah,
every single time,
yeah,
I can't accept any less. Because if I have to wait and see what they're going to make decisions on down the road after they've already told me their decision,
yeah,
then what
yeah,
do I need them for as a partner, as an investor, as whatever we might want them at that time? So to me,
yeah,
that's huge. And
yeah,
that's the way I was raised. And a lot of people say it's old school because I understand. You understand it very well as
yeah,
well. I know documentation, due diligence,
yeah,
due
yeah,
process,
yeah,
contracts here and there, numbers
yeah.
fly back and forth. But at the end of the day, dude, if we're going, don't worry about it. You don't have to look at it. Matter of fact, I'm going to be running in front of you. Where's Joe? No, Joe's already in front, dude. He's going first. I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's
take the
right.
brunt of everything because
That's right.
that's just the way I was raised.
Yeah,
And coming from
yeah,
nothing to something, I know what it takes to give my word and my bond to somebody when I say we're going. That's
yeah.
it. And
I,
it
I
just keeps on going.
I think it comes back to what you were talking about earlier with regards to the journey, right? To the
Mm-hmm.
the book you're writing, and
Exactly.
in that book, who are the people that you're surrounded with, right? In your journey, and when you're in the investing world, where no matter what it is that you're a part of, you have to choose who those people are that you're going to
That's right.
surround yourself with.
That's right.
And I think too many people are in this world of, whoever comes by,
Yeah, but that's
right?
not me. I
Eh,
can't work that way.
That
I can't work that way.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
No,
If someone's investing with me in real estate of all things, we're probably going to be partners for the next 20 to 30 years. I
minimum.
better like I better like
That's
them,
right.
right?
That's right. That's right.
And too many people, I think, just kind of, oh, okay, I'm gonna be with this person for the deal, not realizing that you're you want to do
You,
business with
right.
people that you genuinely want to spend time with, that you like, that you
Right.
trust, right? As
What's the
as the
saying?
the best practice
No
saying.
like and trust. No like and trust
Mm,
is the people you want to do business. But you know what?
yeah,
When you brought up a valid point, people just want to bring anybody. To me, that's called the short game because you
yes,
don't know how it's going to work out. I want to
yeah,
be in it for the long game. I want to have Neil by my side for the next 100 years if I make it.
yeah, yeah,
Because I know Neil's good, Neil's solid, and Neil knows exactly. We have the same vision and we have the same mission. So I want Neil
yeah,
next to me. If I can't count
yeah,
on Neil, dude, and I have another saying about surroundings that I tell everybody. You don't have to change your surroundings. Just change
hmm,
their role in your life. They're not gonna be good for you in the long term. Don't worry about them. They're good. Hey, yeah, cool, everything, but they're not participating in my investments. You're
yeah,
cool, but your role now is on this end because obviously you didn't fulfill our role on this end. So now we
hmm,
change roles for you. You're on this side now. You're not on the side that we're going to do business with.
yeah,
You're not bad.
yeah,
You're great and everything, but
yeah,
this is the path I'm taking.
yeah,
And you just showed me that we can't go together on this path.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
changed their roles in my life.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes people can miss they just don't see that you are auditioning for opportunities every day, every moment of your life,
That's
right?
right.
They're waiting for an audition, and meanwhile, the audition's already happening. Did you show up to that meeting on time,
Mhm.
or did you have an excuse for why you were late on that meeting? Did you do this when you said you were going to do it, or did you have a reason for not doing that? You can have your reasons, you can have your results, right?
That's
But you
right.
can only have one.
You can't have both.
Yeah.
You can't. And I'm old enough to understand that excuses to me are just a way that they're going to use in their favor to get out of whatever they think they want. If it's a sudden situation that comes up, we can understand. But if it's a recurring thing of no, or maybe, oh, but oh, but this, no, 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 I don't have time for that. You know what? Life is moving really fast. I'm a fast mover and I need to move forward. And it's not anything against anybody, but if we're going to do this, let's do it. We'll work on anything else later on, but let's make the moves that make the moves. Let's not sit here thinking what we're going to do and then never get it done because you've come up with 20 different reasons why you might not feel you want to do something, or you led me to believe that you want to do something when in your heart you really don't. Tell me, listen, Joe, you're crazy. I don't want to invest that $5 million on that building. Okay, cool, that's you, but I do. I'm going to move because I can't see it as the immediate. If I only base my decisions on what I'm going to do right this second, then what am I preparing myself for in the long run? I'm not, because I have to look at the long term. I have a lot to go. I have a lot going on, and I want to make sure that it lasts, not for me, for my children. So I want to leave them with a lot of stuff so that they can do whatever they want to do with it later. Because once we're gone, I don't know what they're going to do with it. But I have to prepare them to give them the opportunity to be successful in life. I want them to bring in the bad decision making, but I also want to prepare them so that they have a fair chance at life to succeed or to be as successful as they can. That's my obligation. I want to leave that for them.
I think this is really the part that we started the conversation with about the invited versus the uninvited parts of life. And I think so often, we have things in life that are uninvited, uninvited situations, right? And we're always like, how come this happened or this? Meanwhile, as I was discussing with Wyatt earlier, is that sometimes you have to look at that and ask yourself, am I actually inviting this uninvited? These am I putting out the invitation? And I said, so for instance, people are always like, they're always asking, whether it be a girl or a guy in their life, and they're like, oh, why do I always find these types of women? Why do I always find these types of guys? Well, what kind of bar do you keep going to?
That's right.
And where do you keep meeting them? Or so really, you may call these uninvited, but meanwhile, you're actually inviting them by your choices that you make.
Right, and it's like a bunch of sayings, but if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you're going to the same bar, picking up the same women, and you continue going to that bar, what are you going to do? Pick up the same women. So if nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah. So at that point, you have to make the decision. Once again, it's a choice. What choices are you making to take you to where you want to go? Because if you continue making the same choice and expect different results, that's not going to happen. I mean, unless you have some magic somewhere, if you continue to go to the same place and accept the same type of people into your life and expect a different result, come on, that's not going to happen. I can't expect that to change. So if nothing changes, obviously nothing's going to change. So it's a choice that you have to make. You have to eliminate that aspect, go try something new and see where that leads you. Might lead you to the same place, but at least it's a different experience and it's a different selection pool that you can draw from. But that's the choices that you have to make in life.
And that can be in any area of your life, right? Like if we're talking finances, if we're talking, making money, whether you're talking about fitness, whether you're talking about family, it doesn't matter. Look at your life and look at the things that aren't working. This is what I'm hearing from you. Look at the things that aren't working, and then you can literally point out what are the things that I'm inviting into my life that don't work and that I expect are going to be different.
Right. Choice and change and choice. It's two of them. You make the change to make a better choice, or you make the choice to not change. So it can go back and forth. Everybody says one or the other. No, but it's two. You're going to make the choice not to change, or you're going to make the choice, or you're going to make the change that's going to lead you to a better choice.
Yeah.
So that decision is up to you.
Right, right. Well, you were just talking about, I mean, you were talking about waking up at 2:30 in the
Yeah.
morning, exercising.
Hmm.
And if you were always waking up at
Hmm.
8 in the morning, you can make a choice to for
That's
those
right.
of us. We're like, "Oh man, I want to get in shape. I want to get in better shape. I want to better health." Okay, great. I've
Hmm.
made the choice, Joe. I am going to get in better health. But yet we don't want change.
That's right. So what'd you just do?
Sorry, say that again?
So what did you just do?
Yeah, you didn't actually make a choice,
That's
right?
exactly. So you didn't
Because
change.
you didn't want the change. If there's no
So you didn't
change,
make the
then
choice.
yeah,
Listen, and you know this as well. To make change, you got to go through uncomfortable situations.
yeah,
But uncomfortable will lead you to the comfortable. So you
yeah,
got to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. And we know that. But if you continue the repetitive action that doesn't get you to where you want to go, why are you going to continue it? It's your choice to not
yeah,
make the change. Now, if you
yeah,
want to get fit, you want to get trim, you want to get in shape, you want to get going, well, this is your choice. Instead of 8,
mhm,
wake up at 5 and get an hour in of exercise. Oh, no,
yeah,
but man, I go to sleep at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and the kids, okay, so what? So you don't want to lead your life to leave a better or lead your life to get better yourself. And I've always been, if I can't better myself, how can I go ahead and better someone else?
yeah, yeah,
If I want to show you that if I'm sitting here telling you I exercise every day, what I go back to, and you never see me in the gym, you can say, "Oh, this guy's crazy." But now if you
yeah,
look and you say, dude, this guy's really going at it. He's not mentioning anything, but he's going at it. But I'm
yeah,
showing you because it's not like I tell everybody, it's not what you do. It's not what you tell me you're going to do. It's what you actually do. I'm going to show up
that's
at
right.
3, Neil, and never show up. Or I'm going to show up at 3, Neil, and be there at 2:30, knocking your door down. Hey, dude, we got to get there by 3. Let's go. What's going to work better? Me showing up at 2:30 and knocking on your door, or me not even showing up?
Right.
At first, you might react, dude, man, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. But once you develop that pattern, that discipline, and you start seeing the results that it's having on your life, not only in exercise, but in your overall life, your work, your family, your relationships, everything starts going, you're going to say, dude, this is the ticket.
Yeah,
What just happened? That mind shift.
yeah,
Boom. That mind
yeah,
shift gets going, and you're saying, dude, this is it. Doesn't matter.
mhm,
I thought he was crazy, but now I'm crazier than him. Hey, Joe, I'll be there to pick you up at 2:30. So it's a matter of, we're going to go back to, you brought it up at the beginning, choice. What choices do you make?
mhm,
Are they gonna move the needle in the right direction for you, or are they gonna move the needle in the wrong direction?
yeah,
You like to drive a Mercedes, right? No, I'm just saying, not that you have one. You like to drive a Mercedes, right?
yeah,
How can I get that Mercedes? Got to make better choices.
mhm, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Joe, listen, you're talking to the converted here. But I can tell you that I hear people saying to me all the time, I just didn't get the chance. How come no one ever gives me a chance to do this and to do that? And it comes back to something I alluded to earlier, where I'm like, you're auditioning for the part all the time, and you're
exactly.
literally telling people along the way, right? Like the health bit,
Mhm.
oh, I made this choice, but then you don't do this.
That's
You,
right.
you know, and so people see that if you're listening right now and you're wondering why you don't get opportunities, I put before you that it's something you have to look at, how you're auditioning each and every day for your life and for how
Right.
you show up for people.
Do you want to be given the opportunity, or do you want to create your opportunity?
Mhm. Yeah.
What choice do you want to make? Once again, choice. Do you want to
Right.
wait for it to hit you in the front of the forehead, or do you want to create your opportunity?
Yeah.
Because, dude, I want to create mine, and there's only
Yeah.
one way going to create it. I'm going to go after it. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what I have to do. I'm sure nothing was handed to you in life.
Mhm.
Did you create your opportunity in real estate, or did you wait for it
Yeah.
to show up at your front yard? Hey, here, Neil, here's 25 million bucks for a house. Go get it. Go buy it. Man, great. No, it's not going to happen. I mean, very few
Yeah.
people are like that. If there's people that are like that, dude, I respect them. That's great. But that wasn't my path. I have
Yeah.
to create my opportunities.
Yeah.
And how do I create them? I don't limit myself. I don't have that limited belief system that I can't do something. That's been wiped out for years. There's
Hmm.
nothing that I can't do.
Yeah.
Granted, I would like to have $500 billion, but that doesn't matter. As long as I know that I'm putting in my heart, my soul, my passion, my compassion, my empathy, everything, and I'm bringing it every single day to try to get to where I want to go, that's as much as I can ask. 1% better every day. Make that one move that can maybe change that needle to trending upwards every single day to
Every
make or
single day.
create
Yeah.
my opportunity.
Yeah. Would Joe, your LinkedIn profile says that you're a Colby consultant.
Yes, sir.
What is a Colby consultant?
I can't tell you. No, just kidding. No, it's Colby assessments. There's three parts of the mind: cognitive, which are your learned behaviors; affective, which are your personality traits; and cognitive or conation, which are your instinctive strengths. I'm sure you've heard of the Myers-Briggs, the DISC, and all those
Yes.
programs. Most of them address your personality traits to see if you fit in good with an organization. What they don't address, and they're all great programs, what they don't address is the way you drive action, and action drives performance. So that out of the three, conation is the one that will never change over a lifetime.
Mm.
Because if I find out your Colby A result, there's four scoring, there's fact finder, follow through, quick start, and implementer. It's 4 bars. And depending on where you score within those four ranges or modes of operation, I can let you know exactly how you operate. If I hand you a project, I know exactly from the moment you accept the project how you're going to operate on that project throughout the trajectory of the date, the time date of the
Oh,
project. And that's
wow.
the only one that won't change over time. So
Okay.
what I do with organizations is they'll call me and I'll ask them a bunch of, I have a load of questions that I ask them. Then I'll run them through a Colby A just to get a ballpark idea of how they operate. Once I figure out how Neil and Joseph operate, if I see that Neil scores an 8 and Joseph scores an 8, which is fact finder, an 8 represents that you like to do a lot of research before you jump in to start the project. So imagine if you score 8 and I score 8, how's that project going to get started? It's not. We're going to sit there doing research,
Right.
right? So
Right.
then I have to find somebody that's in the lower end of that range that once I do the research, they'll get ready to start the project.
Right.
So it'll flow. So there's the 4 modes, like I just said, and it'll give me a perfect identical idea of how those teams will operate. They have a lot of other programs. They have the B and they have the C. They have the leadership scoreboard. They have the
Yeah.
Dynamite. They have the right fit hiring for prospective employees, or if you want to retain talent, recruit talent, or attract talent. We have all
Yeah.
of the assessments that go for a complete run around on an organization, how they align and how they're going to perform if they're put in teams together. I can't just get me, you, and Wyatt and throw us in a team without knowing how we're going to perform,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't know his strengths. I'm not
Right.
aware of his strengths. But if I run the Colby on him and I know his strengths,
And
now I can align him either to the responsibilities that he's assigned to, or we
mhm.
realign him to a different position where he meets the responsibilities based on his Colby score. And what
Right.
is that going
Right.
to do? Let's say Joseph is a high performer. You bring me in to be an IT guy. No, but Joseph's smart. He'll catch on real quick. Dude, the last thing, I don't know anything about IT. Yeah, no,
Right.
he's going to be good. He's good. He's smart, whatever. So you put me in there. A couple months down the road, I tell you, hey, Neil, dude, I'm burnt out. I don't understand this concept. Of course not. It's not a one size fits all policy. I can't
Mm.
hire an individual and expect them to fit or align with every role or
Mhm.
responsibilities that they're assigned. And that's what most organizations do. They use that one size fits all policy,
Right.
whether it be a friend, a cousin, a guy that you know, or whatever, or just a guy that's coming in to hire him. And he's just very well educated, very well prepared. But is he actually well educated and prepared enough to take on the roles and responsibilities that you want to assign to this individual, no matter the
Yeah.
credentials? So when we run the assessments, we'll have a scoreboard, and I'll put all the information, data-driven
Mm.
information into a scoreboard, and it'll categorize everybody. I'm
Mm.
doing an organization now where I have like 30 people, and they're categorized by sections. And I can actually tell the CEO, look, this guy will work here, this girl will work here, this one will work here, this one will work here. This, how do you know that? Look right here, boom. And it's a full
Mm.
report. Everybody, the reports are like 18 to 20 pages per person. Then the leadership scoreboard will categorize them all based on their strength, on where they will perform at the highest levels. So it's an interesting concept, and it's been around for years.
It is interesting. I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what category I would fall in, because I'm the guy that hates those. I used to really enjoy them, and then somewhere along the way, when I realized and I chose that I'm in
Mm-hmm.
charge of my life,
Yes.
I got a distaste and a hate for all personality tests, all of those. I said, no, I don't even want to know what they think I am, because I'm going to decide. I'm going to choose, and I don't want to have that some test
You see
telling
that,
me that. So
right?
I'm sure just by that I probably fall into some category.
Well, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you one for free. I'm
Oh,
going to
thank
send you
you.
one so that you can run it, and you'll see. No, you know what it's going to do? It's going to let you see how you operate. It's not personality based. It's not a learned behavior. It's not anything. It's based on the way that you operate on a daily basis. And then you're going to
Right.
look at it, because when I initially took it, I said, well, dude, this is the same thing. I said, dude, I'm not going to let anybody tell me how I'm going to run my life. But
Yeah.
when I got that report and I started reading through it, I said, dude, this is me. And it was amazing. And I just finished up a small company, 8 people. They're from another country. They import and export flowers. And they were the same way. This guy said, no, you know, this and then I said, look, man, calm down. Let's sit down and let's do your 8 people. I went in on
Yeah.
a Saturday and I ran them through, and I showed up again the following Saturday with the results. And I had a little presentation with everybody sitting with their little scorecards. And I
Yeah.
told them, look, this, and this, and this. I didn't leave that door, Neil, before he called me in the car and says, dude, that's amazing. I said, I told you, man. He said, Joe, I didn't know that worked that way. I said, I'm telling you, it's not that it's magical, but it lets you understand your people a lot more. It
Right.
lets you understand what they do. It lets you get to know them. Don't you want your people to be engaged? Don't you want them to contribute? Don't you want them to bring the best out of themselves to help your company? Why
Mm.
would you not want to do it then? You know, so they're happy as can be. But I'm
Well,
going to send you one on the house. That way
I'll
you get to do it.
I'll tell you what, Joe, I'll do it, but I'm gonna hate it the whole way along. I'm gonna
No,
hate it.
you're
I'm just gonna
not,
say it.
dude.
But
No, you're
but
not.
what I like, what I'm hearing that I
Uh,
like in what you're talking about is I actually really do enjoy when I can measure something, when
it's
I can
measurable.
measure and I can measure a strength or a weakness and go, okay,
That's
this
right.
here's something that I can see that's happening over here, and I
Right.
want to improve it. I want to grow in that. I want to transform that area,
Right.
and so that can be helpful. So I love when you get a red blinking lights. You get a red blinking
Mhm.
light over here. Boom.
Right.
That's something I can go
You
after,
see,
and
I'll give you an
so I
idea. I'll
do
give you
enjoy that part.
I score 8, 7, 2, 3. 8 and
Eight,
follow
seven,
through.
two, three. Okay.
Right. 8 in fact finder, 7 in follow through, 2 in quick start, and 3 in implementer. That means nothing to you, but it
Yeah.
means that I like to gather information. Once I gather
Yeah.
information, I like to put the system in process, which is the 7. Then I like to make sure I hand the project over, that it stays in control. That if I see it
Yeah.
go into chaos, I bring it all together, because I'm a
Right.
2 in quick start. And then I have the vision, which is my 3, which is my implementer, of where the end result is. But I
Yeah.
don't take it to the end. That's where the other guys will take the project to the end. So what do
Right.
I have to do? I have to bring others in that fall
Yeah.
into the separate categories, so that we
Yeah.
can come together and get the project from A through Z done and over with, nice and smooth, and let it flow. But one of the things about Colby, there's no weaknesses. It just tells you where your strengths lie, so that you
Mm.
can be together with another partner, another team. I did it with
Oh.
my wife, and it was
Okay.
amazing. Then, me and my wife are completely opposite. But when she saw the scores, I said, "You see, you didn't think that you were as closest to me as you are, right?"
Yeah.
So it for me, it's a great tool
Yeah.
that I've used not only for myself and what I do,
And
but
your
for other
family.
for my family, for my
Yeah.
organizations, because that's the way I operate. I like to
Yeah.
structure and I like to research.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I said, "Oh man, that's amazing." So it's
Yeah.
just a matter of just getting to know yourself a little better and
Yeah.
understanding the way you operate. And it relieves stress from you like crazy because now you know how you go about your day instead of
Yeah.
just guessing or continuing to lead the way that you lead today. It's helpful for the people around you
Wow.
as well. It's helpful for your employees. It's helpful for everybody, your C-suite team, your execs, your
Mm.
directors, your managers, whatever people you have. It's a life-changing event for them because they'll get to
Yeah.
realize who they really are. And that to me is priceless.
Wow. Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Let me switch gears a little bit. What are you up to these days, Joe? And what are you working on?
As far as professional,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
building out organizations.
Yeah.
I'm going to restructure now. Currently, I'm bidding on a real estate company
Okay.
that they want me to restructure basically with all the sales teams. They want me to sit
Yeah.
them down. They want me to run them through all the assessments, and they
Yeah.
want me to put the processes and
Yeah.
procedures and the way that they operate in place. So I'm
Yeah.
bidding on that one, and hopefully I can land that one, and that'll be a pretty good project for me. That'll be a little bit of a challenge, even though I know the industry a little bit, not as much as you, but it'll be a good challenge to deal with the different personalities, the different
Right.
people, the different commission structures, the different brokers in the office, et cetera. So that's going to be a
Yeah.
little bit of a challenge.
That's really interesting. What I just heard that you said there was, you're going. It's interesting because it's very much what a real estate investor is going to do when you buy a multi-unit
Right.
building.
Mhm.
You're looking at a building that is not meeting its potential, and
Right.
you're like, okay, let's identify these things. How can we reorganize some things, bring in certain processes, do some of
Right.
these things, and get it up and
Boom.
running to what
Right.
it can do? And I just heard you say that you do the exact same thing, or you're going to be doing the exact same thing with this business that you're jumping
Yes.
into, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so but what's interesting is that you're going to be doing it literally on a human level,
Yes.
with helping people tap into their potential.
Right. Because you know what? My thing is, how can I maximize this individual's God given potential?
Yeah,
I don't like to see anybody struggle. We all know that we're going to struggle at times, but how can I maximize this individual's potential? Because I know there's a lot more that they can offer that I see that they're not offering. And at
yeah,
times it gets real. I got to ask sometimes tough questions, but
yeah,
tough questions bring about the best answers. Or if you ask the right questions, you get the right answers, is what I
yeah,
tell everybody. So I got to ask questions before I run them through the Colby. And then I also have a little side assessment that I do that's called an attitude quotient.
okay,
So that one combines the attitude aspect of it of
yeah,
I want to know where they're at. I want to
yeah,
know how they feel about this place. I want to know how they feel about their position. I want to know how they feel about their current life situation.
right,
And then I
yeah,
kind of like put it all together and I'll meet them one on one. I like the in person, the one on one because I like the contact. I like the
yeah,
interaction. I like the body language. I like to get excited. I like to boost them up and give them their confidence so that they feel
yeah,
that this was well worth it. I like to add value to everybody's life.
mhm,
If I can't add
yeah,
value to your life, Neil, then what good am I to you? And I know that
yeah,
might sound semi-professional, but if you're going to bring me in, it's for one reason, not because you want to give me $1 million and let me go home every day. It's because I have something good to offer you and your organization that'll add value to what you're doing at the moment.
mm,
Because if not, you know,
yeah, yeah. What are we doing?
yeah, exactly. And it's like everybody. Organizations bring me in for one problem, for one thing. They have a problem, and I give them the ideal solution to solve that problem.
Right,
Because
right,
if I can't find a solution to their concerns or their problems, then they're not going to hire me
right,
because they can
right,
stay with the problem, instead of dishing out X amount of money to bring in Joe to try to find the solution.
Right.
So those are
Joe,
just some things.
Joe, so you've talked a lot about, your past, your journey, your
Mm-hmm.
book,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm curious, when that book is written,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want it to say about you?
The the best message that I can give anybody would be, um, wasn't easy. It was well worth it, and he did everything that he could to make everyone around him better,
Mm.
and he gave to everyone that he came in contact with. That would be basically my end sentence, or my end pitch line, semi pitch line about my life. Even though
Yeah.
he had troubles, even though he had obstacles, he never gave up on himself, and he gave everything, and he helped so many people along the way, that's what I want to be known for, to giving and helping as many people as I can.
Mm. If you'd indulge me,
Mhm.
what is it about being able to touch people, being able to make an impact on people? What is it about that moves you and inspires you, that is important to you, that you
what
want
impact
that written?
what impacted me at an early age, that my parents came here with a second grade level education, didn't speak the language, and they were
Yeah.
being taken advantage of. And I would see it, and I didn't like it. But I
Mm.
was a kid, I couldn't do anything about it. So that's ingrained in me to understand that just because you might not have the education, just because you might not speak the language, just because you might not have that title, position, or compensation, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can disrespect or demean anybody in life. To me, that's
Right.
unacceptable. And I
Right.
will never, I will never accept anybody that talks down to me, my family, or anybody that's with me. That is unacceptable. Because if I accept that myself, what message am I sending everybody else?
Mm.
That my parents had to put up with it because I couldn't fend for them when I was an early age? Now it's a different
Yeah.
story. I can fend for
Yeah.
anybody and everybody. I'm a grown man. And
Yeah.
I will not accept that, because to me, nobody should be demeaned for any reason. We're all
Yeah.
human beings. We're all people. Everybody's on a level playing field. I don't care if you know more, you know less. That's cool, but don't talk me down, or don't try to take advantage of me. I won't accept it.
Mm.
So that's what stayed in my that's in my heart, and I
Yeah.
fight tooth and nail for it. I'm passionate
Yeah.
about it. I can't accept it.
I heard you gritting your teeth there, literally, as you're sharing. I,
Yeah,
guys, if you're listening, do not
yeah.
mess with this man or his tribe.
No,
You,
no.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I can hear the tenacity there
Hmm.
of it, that you are. It's I'm going to call it Superman, right? Like, in the sense that,
Yeah.
um, you know, people can try to hurt Superman, but first of all, he doesn't really get hurt. But you can't hurt the people around him that he has chosen to
No.
protect, because he believes in protecting others.
Oh
And
yeah.
I could just hear that as you shared about the impact you want to leave
Right.
with, not with people,
Hmm.
but with each and every person
That
that
that I come in
that
contact with.
I heard that's important to you. It's not this
Yeah, it is.
ambiguous, I want people to
No,
feel my impact. You care that a person
that's right.
gets the impact, and you're able to
Remember,
impact their life.
the biggest difference is in what, Neil? The details.
Mm,
If I
yeah,
say just a broad statement, I want
yeah,
to impact every single person that I'm able to, that I come in contact with. I
yeah,
want them to have a great experience every single time I come in contact with them, because I know what it is to be down. I
yeah,
never want anybody to be out, though. I can be down.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
But brother, I'm gonna spring right back up and get out my way. I'm coming out running.
yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
get.
That's beautiful.
I'm not gonna
That's
do anything
beautiful.
else but get up and run. So like I tell everybody, you can try to slow me down, but this
Yeah,
ride is rolling. You get
Yeah.
in, get out, but get out of the way.
Yeah, that's right. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, Joe. Okay, so Joe, if people or companies want to get more of you, how do they reach you? How do they find more of Joe Gonzalez?
Call me on. No, I'm just kidding. No, but look, my biggest thing is on LinkedIn, Joseph Gonzalez.
Yeah.
The company that I opened up, I'd say I incorporated about a year ago, is called In the Game Group LLC.
In the
They can
Game Group
reach it.
LLC. Okay.
Yeah. They can reach out to me there. I do not have a website. My theory has always been to attract my clientele. I don't want to recruit.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to get a hold of me, it's simple. Joseph Gonzalez on LinkedIn. I'm available. I'm on it, on a consistent basis
Yeah.
because I'm on a mission
Yeah.
to help out as many people as I can. And I offer my services to anybody and everybody, large, medium, small, medium, large organizations,
Yeah.
international, national, however you guys want to do it, virtual or in person.
Wow. And guys, if you reach out to Joe on LinkedIn, let me correct that. When you reach out to Joe on LinkedIn, I want you to not be surprised. I want to prep you. Don't be surprised when Joe sends you a message and it's high energy and it's personal.
Yeah.
Because I remember when you sent me the message the first
Mhm.
time, and I was like, right, hang on a second. We're so trained. You're not used to someone being that intimate with you in a video unless they really want something from you, right? That they're going to try to sell you
Mhm.
something. And so it was actually um, it was quite intense. And so, guys,
Right.
don't be surprised. Joe's intense. If you haven't gotten that from this podcast, Joe's intense, and he wants to make an impact in your life and in your business and
Yes,
with
sir.
your employees. So, Joe, thank you so much. Any parting words that you want to share?
Never let yourself be taken advantage of. Remember,
Mm,
realize your self worth, and always, always, always know that you have a unique and fascinating story to share with everyone in the world. Nobody is identical to you. Everyone else is taken. Be yourself. Live up to you and your full potential.
I love that one. Uh, be yourself because everybody else is taken. That's great. Joe, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Dude, you are amazing, Neil, brother. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
an honor, man. You're a
Thank you.
great individual. I researched you, I do my due diligence. You are
Thank you.
one amazing and fantastic individual, man. I wish you and your family the best. Thank you. And I hope we can do this again.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much,
Thank
Joe.
you.
Well, you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again on the Leadership to Wealth podcast.